Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A for January. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. So I've been putting this Q&A off for, well, I think it's 2 weeks. Well, this is the second week. I was meant to do it yesterday when I started to feel better, but if you guys know, then I think I put it on Twitter, bit of a moaner when it comes to getting sick. I'm like a guy with man flu, but I had laryngitis and it's so depressing. Not being able to sing for the best part of 2 weeks, which isn't a bad thing because it meant that I've had a chance to rest my voice. But it was really bad, it was so random. This Q&A is kind of like a half vlog, half Q&A, because I haven't vlogged either this week, so I just wanted to let you guys kind of know why. I think it was I feel like it was last Monday evening. I had felt fine all day. I think I vlogged. I felt good. And then my dad popped round in the evening whilst I was cooking dinner, and then he went, and then I started playing some video games, and within the hour I just started coughing, and within the hour I was in bed and I was just feeling really sorry for myself, as I do when I get sick, and proper milking it. And I woke up the next morning and I had like the worst sore throat, like tonsils just felt massively attacked, and within the day I just completely lost my voice. I couldn't speak, and if I tried to, it was just like wheezing. So I straight away was like, everything cancelled, all my projects are cancelled, and I feel like I forgot to tell people. I didn't email people to let them know what was going on. I just went straight to Twitter and started moaning. So I apologise if you're watching this vlog and you was waiting on something from me and I didn't email you. Everything went out the window, and I just focused on getting my voice better. And I didn't have a voice up until the weekend, and it was Ian's 40th birthday, and I'd invited everyone down for a meal, all of our friends and family, and I felt like shit. And on Friday, I think it was Thursday, I texted Ian at work and said, I don't think I'm going to be well enough for your 40th. And I was just so gutted. And I was just thinking, please just get rid of this, please let my voice, it wasn't just my voice, like my voice had gone, but I actually felt really, really crappy as well, like kind of fluey. So I was just dosing up on like Lemsip and drinking lots of honey, which was a suggestion from someone on Twitter, and I was just like, you know what, I need honey, that is a brilliant idea. And I've got, I drink my Yogi throat coat tea, which it's got like some kind of licorice stuff in it, which kind of coats the throat, and it felt incredible. So I drank gallons of that stuff. I want one now, actually, thinking about it. So then the Saturday came round, which was when everyone was due to arrive, and I was pretty good. My voice had come back, but not my high voice, just my mids and my low was back. And I had this really annoying cough. I couldn't stop coughing. Everyone turned up, and I've got to admit, I did put on a bit of a brave face. I was suffering a bit, and I just wanted to focus on Ian having a good time and everyone having a good time. And to top it all off, we got the most craziest bout of snow here in Frome, and it was about a foot. Overnight, it was crazy. I didn't even expect snow. So we had to walk from the house to the restaurant and it was so perilous and so cold, and I was wearing a dress, and I just felt just so internal. I was just like, I just need to put one foot in front of the other, go and have a good time. Like, I was so looking forward to it, but my body was just like, you shouldn't really be doing this. Anyway, we went for a meal, and then we went to a local pub afterwards, and it was brilliant and I had a fantastic time and it was so nice to see everybody. But the pub was really loud and I had to speak really loud to be heard, and when I got back my larynx for some reason was sitting so high that I sounded like Mickey Mouse. My voice had I totally damaged it somehow. I was through shouting when I really shouldn't have been. So I noticed when I got back that my voice was screwed and I was like, no, it was just getting better. And then the next day my voice was just kind of, I'd taken like 3 days worth of progress back with my voice, and I was coughing and didn't have much there, so I was really frustrated. But I still felt like it was a really good celebration for Ian's 40th. I just wish that I hadn't been sick. Like, of all the times to get sick, I said to Ian's family, it feels like it's the curse of the 40th birthdays, because when Ian's sister turned 40, Ian got the flu and we couldn't get down there, and now Ian's turned 40 and I was really sick. So I wonder what's going to happen when I turn 40. Ian's probably going to get man flu. But it was a fantastic weekend. We did have a really good time, but this is why I've been kind of MIA, waiting for my voice to come back. And yesterday I was gonna Q&A, but I just wasn't quite there yet. I'd had a terrible night's sleep the night before. This cough, relentless. Have you ever had a tickly cough before? Why do they always come at night time? And I just couldn't sleep. I don't think I got to sleep until about 7 AM. And then I woke up when Ian came downstairs because I slept on the sofa. I didn't want to wake him up, and I was coughing like every few minutes. But my voice feels pretty good now as long as I stay low and I don't raise it up too high. If I go high, there is literally nothing there, it's just wheezing at the moment. But it doesn't feel stressful or painful to speak, so I'm going to go ahead and crack on with the monthly Q&A. Question number 1. If you were suddenly offered a role in a new movie where your character would be a singer and you had a choice as to which song your character could sing, what genre of movie would you want it to be, and what song, your own original, parody, cover or otherwise, would you choose and why? That's a difficult question. There's a lot going on in that question as well. There's a lot of questions with it, questionception. Okay, well, I think rather than choosing a whole new movie and what songs I would sing from my own, I've got to say, I think a lot of people my age grew up being sort of Disney girls. We grew up with the Disney films. And, you know, actually I'm not sure if this is a Disney film. I feel like it is, but there's always singing in Disney films. Like Beauty and the Beast had some incredible songs that really stuck with me. And The Little Mermaid, even just the part where she's going, ah, that really stuck with me so much. I used to sing that over and over. It's a really good practice actually as well for transitioning through your mix and into your head. Anyway, another story, another vlog. One film that really stuck with me music-wise was Thumbelina. Some of the songs that she sings in that are absolutely beautiful. And there was one song that she sang, I mean, if this is me, if I could go into a movie and sing the songs that I would like to sing, that someone else is singing, it would be Thumbelina. Especially the song that she sings, once there was the sun, bright and warm and wonderful. My voice is so bad, I'm not even going to try and push it at the moment. But that song is so beautiful, and I always think about that song during the winter. Because at the time that Thumbelina sings it, she's under the ground with a mole and she hasn't seen the sun, and she's been, you know, kept, I think she was like kind of the mole's prisoner down there, and it's just a sad, nostalgic, wanting to feel the warmth and the sun again. It's a very wintry song, and I think that it's just absolutely beautiful, and I think if I could be teleported into a film and get to choose what songs I want to sing, it would definitely be Thumbelina. Hey, it's Drakin55. Is WoW cover songs or Little Difficult Just Asking? Is WoW cover songs or Little Difficult Just Asking? I cannot fathom what you're trying to ask, so if you know what Draken is trying to ask, let me know in the comments and I'll respond in the comments to that one. This is from Riku Jean-Emile Dubois. Sharm, I'm too shy to ask in game if you would like to do something with me. Is it okay to do so, assuming you are added in the friends list? This was asked over a year ago, and I have since made my Battle.net tag private because basically I had so many requests and I didn't know who anyone was, obviously, and I was starting to lose track of my actual people that I play with because they don't always have the same, you know, they have a different toon name and the battle tag name's different, and I was just getting a bit confused with who I actually did know and who I didn't know, and it just got a bit overwhelming. So I actually had a culling on my friends list a couple of months back, so if I removed you, oh, sorry, it wasn't anything personal, it's just I needed to sort out it was a mess, it was an absolute mess, and if you know me, I like to have everything kind of organised, and so I don't actually take friend requests in World of Warcraft anymore. And also on the subject of like doing things together, I'm actually like one of these people that really enjoy raiding with my guild, but I actually really need to play solo a lot of the time. I really enjoy playing solo and having the freedom to kind of just do what I want to do when I want to do it, and it's a very selfish way of playing, but it's just sometimes, you know, I just love playing like that. And usually it's like during the week that I like to just log on, it's my chill time and I'm just going to do what I want to do. But weekends is usually like I don't know if like you're the same as me, but like weekends it's like, right, I want to have fun and I want to play with other people and I want to do stuff together. So I'm like from one extreme to the other. If you catch me during the week and ask me to do something with you, I'm probably going to be a moody biatch. But if you catch me on a weekend, I'll be like a social butterfly and like, yeah, what we doing, let's go. Rude question. From Vic Viper, you've actually put your name. What was your favourite birthday and least favourite birthday? That's really hard. For one of my birthdays, Ian remembered, like before I was in a relationship with Ian, well, it was way back. I mean, I'm talking like when I was 14 to, well, maybe like 13 to 16. I used to look after horses with my friend Louise, and we would go to the stables every weekend. We'd go to school, and then Saturday morning we'd be up at like crazy o'clock. It was something like 5 AM. We'd get on the bus, and I always remember the wintry mornings when we'd get on the bus and it would be so cold and misty outside, and we'd be dressed in like wellies, denims, like what are those tops called with the like flannel, is it? It's not flannel. Tartan shirts, button up, just absolute big, horrible, gross gloves, all muddy and horrible. And I had my grooming kit, which I remember buying that, and it was like one of the best things I've ever bought in my life. It was a grooming kit and it had everything I needed in for the horse that I was looking after, Jess. And I bought her a lead rein, a beautiful purple lead rein and everything. I was so proud of this horse. Anyway, we used to get on the bus in the mornings and we'd go to North Cray riding stables, and then we had to walk up this big hill to get there, and I remember the mist, the fog coming out of our mouths as we were breathing, and then we'd get to the stables and we'd go in, and a big stable, all the horses were just resting and they were all steaming, and you could smell the horse and you could smell the wet hay and you could smell the manure. And I remember going in and just, it was the most therapeutic thing to put my hand on the horse's neck and take the brush out of my grooming kit and just brush this horse. And every Saturday morning I remember just going through the motions, grooming this horse whilst it was steaming, and you could hear them making the nuzzling noises and just eating the hay, and it was so wonderful. I have such fond memories of that time, and I used to do it with Louise because we would get a free horse riding lesson on, and I had this bloody pony called Valcor or Valcon or something. And he was such a little shit. He used to, when I used to get on him, he used to turn around and bite my feet, bite my toes. I don't know any other horse that used to do it apart from him. He was such a nightmare, and I still used to ride him. I never said anything about it. And then I remember one day I rode a horse called Tiffany, a beautiful white pony, and I fell in love with her. And then every time I got the opportunity to ride, I would ride Tiffany, and she was the best pony to ride, the best. They gave me one pony once called Pepsi, and I couldn't control him, and he turned me round and ran all the way back to the horse stables, and I just remember hearing everyone's cries to me getting quieter and quieter as Pepsi took me back to the stables. We was out on a hack at the time. And then another time I rode a horse called Dolly, and I'd never done a gallop before, and she decided well, I remember the instructor saying, okay Jenna, at this point Dolly does like to, and then suddenly Dolly just shot off in a gallop, and I remember thinking, I remember holding on very tight and thinking, I said out loud, oh my god, as we was going, and I galloped past these other two adult riders, and they looked at me with absolute disdain, like, control your horse, this is dangerous, but I couldn't. And I fell off. It was the first time I ever fell off a horse, and I remember sliding down and holding onto her neck in front of her, so I'm lucky I didn't get kicked, and then falling on the floor. And it wasn't bad, it wasn't traumatic at all, it was just like, well, that was obviously going to happen, I'm not versed in gallop. And anyway, so for one of my birthdays, years down the line, I mean I must have been mid-20s, Ian got me some horse riding lessons, and I was just so like, you know, I can't believe you remembered how fond I was of horses and what I used to do in my childhood. And I remember going to the horse riding lesson, and I rode a pony called Lily who looked just like Tiffany. It was so weird, although Lily was more long haired, more like a sort of moor horse. And I remember riding her and thinking, this is incredible. It was incredible. But when I got off, my inner thighs were absolutely killing me. I actually felt like I'd given birth or something. Not that I know what that's like, but it really did hurt a lot. And I remember thinking, God, when I used to ride horses, rise and trot for days. I think I did the rise and trot for about a minute, and my thighs were absolutely burning. So I'm definitely not as fit as I used to be, but that was definitely a memorable birthday for me. I joined Ask FM just so I could ask, could I use your song Demon Hunter in a YouTube video? It would be to a speed drawing of my WoW tune, A Demon Hunter. All credit would go to you. I don't have many vids at the moment, so my YouTube channel is hard to find. I remember this, I'm sure I do, and you did do it, and I will put a link in to the video description, or if I can, with my magic editing abilities, I'll try and put the video, like a preview of the video in here, or maybe even here. Oh my god, imagine if I could actually move it around as on set. I'll never be able to figure out how to do that, but I'll put a preview in somewhere. How do you feel about the Final Fantasy remake? Should it be remade 2 decades on from Clement Clarence? Let's not beat around the bush here. I didn't enjoy Final Fantasy VII. What's all the hype about? Oh, Tifa, oh, boobies. Like, seriously, Final Fantasy VIII was 10 times better than Final Fantasy VII. It had more substance, and the main guy was like hotter and didn't have triangular Lara Croft boob hair. And if you don't know, there is a remake, a remaster of Final Fantasy VIII on the Steam store, which I started playing, and oh my god, lately I have had the urge to start playing that again. I really just want to play through it and get all nostalgic, and mind you, I have played it like, I want to say about 10 times through, with everything completed, you know, like all the draw points and the side quests and the GFs that you can get. There was no greater feeling on Final Fantasy VIII than drawing a GF from a boss that you're fighting, and you're like, yes, I've got the GF, now I just mustn't die. So I think I'm going to leave it there for the Q&A. I don't know how long or short this is, to be honest, but because it's like a half vlog and a half Q&A, I don't want it to be too rambly, and also my voice needs resting now. I'm going to go and drink another gallon of Yogi throat coat and see if that helps. But hope you're all having fun in the battle for salad. I can't remember what the end part of it's called. I hope you're all having fun in there. I've been really lucky. I've had quite a lot of loot. We've only raided it last week, the Wednesday and the Thursday. I was so ill. I know I've banged on a lot about being sick, but I was so rough when I was raiding last week. I did get a lot of loot though. I got like a new weapon and stuff, and we got to Jaina on the second night, so it wasn't that tricky. We got blocked at Stormwall, as a lot of people did. We had, the thing that was blocking us is trying to figure out what to do with the debuff. And then we raided Wednesday and we got to Stormwall again. And then last night we was going to raid, and it was just crazy what was happening in Discord. Like the stuff that was happening to people, it was like Calamity Central yesterday. I don't know what was going on. We had someone in the hospital, we had someone else with a concussion, we had someone else who had a family calamity, and it was just like, it was insane the stuff that happened yesterday. So we obviously didn't raid. But I reckon next week Jaina's in the bag. I mean, I don't feel like she's that hard of a boss, but I love the animations and the way that fight pans out. It's bloody brilliant. It's so good. I wish they would do more stuff like that when, you know, you get a cutscene mid-fight and you have to move to a different location and it's all very epic and glorious and snow's belting and all that stuff. But yeah, so hopefully Jaina will be down next week, and let me know how you're getting on in the comments. We'll have a little chat, and I'll see you on Monday for the... I haven't put anything... My planner is so depressed. I mean, I didn't write in it this week. I wrote Q&A for yesterday, which obviously I didn't get around to doing, and Saturday I've put in Maggie flea pill. That's the extent of my planner for this week. But you can't push laryngitis when it doesn't want to go. You've got to look after your voice. So if you have laryngitis, Mummy Sharm says to look after your voice and drink lots of Yogi throat coat. Anyway, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in a couple of days for the weekly vlog. Bye!